WideSide Sports. Welcome into the program. Seth sitting over here doing the robot. He is a fantastic dancer, ladies and gentlemen. People don't know that about him.
I am. I move well for my size.
Yeah.
I can do the worm. It's like my wedding move. If I'm at a reception, I end up doing the worm.
Last reception we were at, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hot as balls.
Yeah, that's probably why. And nobody was dancing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to walk out there.
Like, go kick the flower girl off the dance floor. Hey,
exactly.
give me some room.
Yeah, I need some space.
Give Papa some room.
Plus, we were talking, so I ain't going to ruin it.
I understand. And we had a nice spot right next to the bar.
Right next to the bar, and I didn't really want to talk to anybody else either, so it made a lot
People
of sense.
kept coming up.
Yeah.
Like,
I know we're the party, but just go away.
That was still the favorite part of mine of like when some of your family members came up, I was like, I didn't even know. They'd asked me. It was like, I didn't even know you existed.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know who you are.
Good dancer. I like to dance. I like receptions.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
dance at the house in my one bedroom. I guess you'd call it the baby room if it was it's just like the smallest bedroom.
Uh-huh.
I put mirrors up all around it so I can dance and see myself.
Nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Disco ball.
Pole?
No.
Not yet.
No, because I have to, I'm going to have to anchor that bitch. Yeah. Just can't bolt that to the floor. That's going to have to.
That might be one of my favorite King of Queens episodes is when Carrie's trying to like work out. She's trying to do like the pole workout.
Yeah.
And she's practicing. She's just fucking terrible at it. And then he gets up there and like is swinging and like hanging upside down. Love it.
That's one of my favorite. It's a TikTok lady, but she's obviously a stripper and like has won some pole competitions.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like it looks like California at a beach where there just happens to be a pole.
Yeah.
And she'll just start filming and like she'll just go out there and like kind of more like workout bikini clothing as opposed to just bikini and just start doing pole shit.
Yeah.
And just watching like her whole thing is like trying to catch the husbands looking, but not of like just trying to side eye it.
Yeah,
like, but not
funny.
And like the wives kind of keep checking to see if
they're looking. That's funny. There's a one. It's not one lady. I get a bunch of those like workout clips, like the ladies trying to like put their When one of them's funny, and they'll like put the camera like in the background as they're doing squats, and it's like count how many times a guy in the gym looks at my ass.
Yeah.
It's like 8 times. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, one, you're wearing way too short of shorts.
Yeah.
You're squatting way more weight than what people would look at you and say, hey, that person can squat. Yeah. And, whether they look at your ass or not, probably, but it's like,
right.
Holy shit, that 5'6" girl's got that much weight on her back?
You're also basically wearing a thong.
Exactly. And you pull it up to make your ass stick out more.
But, like on that side of it, like the dancing side, obviously I don't dance because I'm hefty, but I still have that. Like I assume I'm the best at it though. If I did it, like if somebody's like, hey, you got to dance or we're going to shoot you. Like I assume it would be like, all right.
Yeah. No problem.
No problem, pal.
Go ahead and holster that thing.
I could do the dubstep a little bit because I kind of taught myself how to do it. It was in one of my winter times. I like to learn things.
Yeah. And you learned dubstep?
Yeah. And it's I guess or whatever gliding. Dubstep is the actual music, which is I found that out.
Yeah.
Of like I just thought that's what the dancing was called. That's the music of like the gliding of like, and I could pull it out once. I can't do it anymore, but I pull it out once in a while because seeing a really massive fella
do
that is like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
How's that happening?
Yeah, I the semester I did my student teaching. It's a spring semester, so like one of the, I guess, what was I looking for? Fundraisers they were doing. It was like a penny drive.
Oh, okay.
So you bring in your coins, and then like the teacher has to count all your money before class starts. It's like the premise of it. So everybody's bringing in all this change or whatever. And at the end of the week, it was like a 2-week thing. Right before we go on like Easter break, all of the teachers always had to do something. This has been going on at the school for a long time. Like the previous year, they did a lip syncing competition. So like the teacher I was with, her and like a couple other teachers lip sync the Queen, the really good Queen song. I forget what it's called.
Well, there's like 20
I
of
know.
them. So
Shit.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's one. Yeah. That's the one the movie's named after. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, cool. Like we'll get. I was like, I thought that was what they did every year. So I was pumped for it. I'm like, fuck yeah, we get the lip sync. No, we had to dance.
Oh.
I learned how to Dougie. And Dougie'd in front of the entire school it was like a 5-minute thing. So yeah, so I mean, I can learn how to dance. I mean, just to go out there and just like bust the move, I can't do that. But watching the videos and everything, and like the teacher I was with, she was super competitive. So we practiced in our planning period.
Yeah,
and I was like, I think I'm more embarrassed practicing. Like if somebody walks, then actually doing it in front of the whole school. She goes, "Oh, nothing to be embarrassed." Like I'm not embarrassed to dance. I'm embarrassed that we're practicing so we don't look like. I just try to go out there and look like idiots. She's like, "Oh no, we're gonna look good. We're gonna look good." I'm like, "No, like the dude that's across the hall from us is literally 500 pounds and he's gonna dance. I'm not embarrassed.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna be embarrassed at all. He is going to do something hilarious, and everybody's gonna be focused on that. Nobody's gonna remember what I do." I'm the student teacher. I'm going to be gone in a week.
I'm not going to be here.
I'm not going to be here.
That's the trying to think of it. Like all I can hear is teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Yeah.
I can't, think the song. So show me.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. That's always that was just the assumption of, I can fucking do that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
This past year in the fall, there was some group, Students Against Destructive Decisions is like a school-based group, and they had like a speaker come in, and these people were just doing like, it was a group, there was 4 of them, and they were doing like cool trampoline trick dunks.
Oh, okay.
And talking about, being safe drivers and this and that. And they're like, okay, we're gonna get some teachers down here to gritty for us after we make this dunk. Who do you guys want? Fuck. I was like, God damn it. As soon as he said, who do you want? The whole gym is screaming my last name. And I'm like, damn it, I knew they were going to pick me. It's not. I mean, it's me and the principal and like somebody else. And the dude shows us how to do it beforehand. And he goes, you got it? And I went, no. I was like, no, there's no way I do it. Of course, everybody's got their freaking phones out or whatever. Yeah. And I try it, and it might be the worst gritty in the history of gritties. It's
tough. Like if you're not an NFL wide receiver.
To get the skip, like the arm motion, not tough.
Yeah.
To get the rhythm of like the skip down was super tough. And I'm like, if you were to give me like 10 minutes, I might have been able to do it halfway decent.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just fake moonwalking forward. Like that's all I'm doing. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Well, if you think yours is bad, like you got to go back to probably a couple years ago on McAfee's show. I can't remember what receiver was on the show at the Super Bowl, and Boston Connor grittied for him.
Oh, yeah.
It is so bad.
Okay, well then,
so like you'll have to see that,
and
then you'll be fine.
I'll feel better.
But that's some of the best things are like people that break out and do shit that you just assume they can't do, and they're fucking phenomenal
and they're awesome
at it. Like, oh,
great.
It's like on all those American It's Got Talent or whatever. It's some like slob, ugly ass lady that goes up there and then is like, oh my God, she's the greatest singer ever.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's just like, but you look so shitty.
You look bad. I don't expect you.
Because there's that one famous lady when it was over in the UK one of like, she's like old and
gross.
Yeah.
And she can sing really well.
Just like,
what
the fuck?
Yeah. And it's not Adele.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I love the wedding videos of like the father-daughter dance, and they start to like slow dance, and then they break it out and do like an actual like dance. And this father-daughter was dancing to some kind of sad song together or whatever, and then it hits, and It's Tricky starts playing, and they did the the white chicks dance, and I'm like, that is awesome, because that dad fucking killed it, and I'm like, that is fantastic. One, she did an address. Kudos to her.
Yeah.
Kudos to the dad. Because he's probably in his 50s or 60s, and he's moving. He probably is sore as fuck the next day, but he's moving right now.
Like, and the bad thing is, like, most kids these days won't understand it, but like every once in a while you'll catch like groomsmen or whatever that jump out there and do the kid and play dance.
Oh yeah,
from House Party.
Yes,
of like
yep.
that is like
yeah, it's awesome.
And everybody's like, what the fuck are they doing? They're kicking their feet together.
Yeah.
Now the one that I see, and it's so bad. Like I imagine the DJ felt so bad.
Yeah.
Like because you're gonna play an Ed Sheeran song and he plays that one that's like, when your legs don't work. Like and the fucking lady was in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
and it was
like
well, this is the song we wanted.
Yeah, everybody's booing him. Funny. I've had time off recently with the weather, and I work in education. And today I had some time, and this movie was on Showtime or Stars or whatever, and I clicked on it. And I don't usually. I thought I had seen all of the Stephen King movie adaptations, and I had not seen The Mist, the movie.
Oh,
have you seen it?
Remind me. Is it the one where they're
the Punisher? They're stuck in the grocery store. Have you seen that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Holy fuck! Was I just at the end? It's like, oh my god! Like I obviously knew the premise.
Yeah.
But because I want to say that I watched the original one, like the one from like the 80s,
right?
But it's not. I don't remember that, and it's not that. But oh my god!
You start going,
oh my god,
30 fucking seconds.
Yeah,
this is 30 seconds.
Yeah, you could have just waited. Yeah.
I'm like,
do you think about it a little longer? This is, yeah. Like when he did it, and he gets out of the car, and it's like that war scream.
Yeah,
I'm like I got like chills. I'm like,
yeah,
I get that. Like I feel that. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
That's that's a different one.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. This is supposed to be a horror movie. I get the horror movie. I get the horror behind it. It's not that scary. It's fucking crazy, insane. But that lady who plays like the crazy religious lady.
Yeah.
I just see that her being her. Like she did a really good job with that. And the way that her like face is changing, like it just looks more like I don't know the last time you've seen the movie, but I really noticed it because it came out like 2008 or something like that. But she starts out looking normal, and like as the movie goes on, and she starts to like, get all these people, around them that they're just sending people out because they need a sacrifice because that's what God wants or whatever. She just starts to like get more like evil looking, like her face, her eyes start to sink in, and I was like, pretty good adaptation. I'd never seen it before, and it blew my freaking mind.
Yeah, it's probably, I seen that because that would have been back in the original Netflix days when you actually got DVDs. So I've seen it that way of like, huh.
Yeah.
And then of like going through it, and obviously you feel the time frame.
Yeah.
So it's like it's getting close to being over. It's like this wasn't.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Like that's like, where we're at. Like you rarely have the climax 10 minutes before the movie's over.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit. Also, after it was done, I started looking it up because that's what I like to do with movies, reason.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm shocked I've never watched it before because it's like, it's rated like Stephen King's best movie adaptation.
Really?
Yes. Like it was rated higher than like the original It's. Like
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't think it was like
it's okay.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think it was that like people was that good. Now the one that I like that nobody likes is Dreamcatcher. Have you ever seen Dreamcatcher?
No.
It's out there. It's a Stephen King super out there, but
see, but I go on the obviously just the more wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And when people are like, "This is the greatest Stephen King adaptation," it's like, well, Shawshank.
Yeah, exactly.
Commonly related to the most top 3 ever.
Horror.
Okay.
Horror. Shawshank was. It was it's like there was Shawshank, Green Mile, and then The Mist was like the top. And I'm like, you're saying that it's up there with those 3? Like that's pretty good.
You're getting out of there.
Pretty good there.
Because that's one of those, and I'm probably one of the weird ones is like, Green Mile can suck a dick. Like that movie ain't good.
Oh, you don't like that movie?
I don't.
That's like
yeah.
I know we already talked about that with the movie one, but that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's
just that you don't know.
I don't know cinema.
You don't know cinema. You don't know cinema. Mm-hmm. If they don't speak French, it doesn't matter.
First off, not knowing cinema, I don't know how much so I do obviously I'm on Twitter, I think a lot more than what you are on. It's not X or whatever.
Yeah.
And I follow the Barstool movie guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're talking about it. And like the big to do with all the award stuff coming out is that movie Saltburn is not nominated for anything.
Yeah.
And one of the guys goes, why would it be? He licks cum off of a bathtub. That's the only thing anybody ever talks about.
Yeah.
Why would it be?
Yeah.
It's like it's not a good movie. It's just a very talked about scene. I'm like, and I went, wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm not watching it.
No, me either.
Because I've just heard of like everybody talk about it, and like that's
I saw
when you're showing reaction videos of people watching it of like I don't need to see that, and it's one of those bullshit movies that I wouldn't want to watch anyways.
And I was like, well, it didn't look my cup of tea. I just thought it was like a gay love story.
Yeah.
Apparently it's not.
I don't know.
The guy's like obsessed with this guy, like to a point like
where
he's not, like it's not the only person he's done this to. Like he invites other whatever. But I was like, huh, that is interesting. And turn to find out, he looks cum off of the bathtub.
Yeah, that's basically the plot of the movie, I think.
Yeah, it's like,
but that's the people freak out about. Well, this had so much for like 2 fucking weeks, and it's just because it had a shocking scene in it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
It came. My favorite part of it is it was released around the holidays.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody was like, "Oh, I've heard this really good movie," and sat down as like a family and watched. It's like that's hilarious.
Well, and then I seen all the outrage because Margot Robbie wasn't nominated and Greta Gerwig wasn't nominated, which is it's more of because it was a super successful movie. Because successful movies they don't get nominated.
Yeah, and I watched it.
It's not for you.
No,
it's not for me. Which is fine.
Yeah.
Because all the movies that win those things, now it was nominated for Best Picture, so that's a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But like most of that shit's not made for public consumption.
Yeah, exactly.
It's made for,
certain, demographics.
But like the outrage on Twitter because Ryan Gosling got nominated.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, just typical male of like, well, it's Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah. It's a male category.
It's a male category.
Yeah.
Like who are they supposed to?
Dude, if there was like a Best Supporting Limited Actor role, like Michael Cera and Will Ferrell's parts in that movie are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's hilarious. Like Michael Cera, to me, his part in that is funny because it's like he's not supposed to be a Ken.
Yeah.
Because he looks nothing like the rest of them. It's just funny.
Those are his best parts of like, obviously I haven't seen that movie, but like in This Is the End.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, fuck, Michael Cera's here. And he's like fucking slapping Rihanna. That's the greatest thing of like him asking her if he could actually slap it. And she goes, as long as I can slap you back. Of like, there is no sound dubbing in that. That is the actual smack of her. She slapped the shit out of him.
Yes. Yeah, that is hilarious. No, but that's funny. But yeah, just all the I was like, because I saw it and I was like, huh, I never heard of that. And then once I looked it up, then Twitter or TikTok starts to go into the reaction videos of it all. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to watch that then.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a super fucking awkward, gross scene to watch with your grandma.
Yeah, oh, that's funny. Let me record
that's cool. Did you just watch a porn with her? That she was in.
Those Australian guys who get the call-ins and like they tell like the one-liner jokes.
Yeah.
I have 2 and I thought they were very funny. It said, it was you're having a birthday party for me. My 2 lesbian neighbors bought me a Rolex. And they're like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, they misunderstood. I said I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
Like that. I knew where it was going, but I didn't know where it was going. And then this one got me because I didn't think. It goes, what do you get when you mix human DNA and goat DNA? Kicked out of the petting zoo. I was rolling. I thought I woke up my child because he was asleep next to me, and I was like, "Oh God, that would crack me up." Because their reaction to him, are hilarious. I've never heard somebody laugh in an accent, but they laugh like an Australian accent, and it cracks me up all the time.
Well, the one that gets me is like it's the one with we've talked about it before, the girl with the longer face and stuff, but like the Asian guy that's on there, because his are always. Sometimes my dad fucks me on the elevator. Of like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
like, but it's always stuff like that. Of like, I think where he's like, think the one was, I had a dream that my dad was fucking me.
Yeah.
And then I made that dream come true.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, dude?
One of the ones that he did, he goes, did you know my dick is in the world record book? I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, they told me to get it out.
Yeah. Because that, then there's one guy on there that can, like, I can't watch it because he,
like the stockier guy?
Yeah. Because he can't get to the punchline.
No,
he'll do the setup and then laugh so hard that you forget what the setup is of like, well, dude.
It's not funny.
You can't.
Yeah. But no, those guys, they're funny. They got
That's such a great, like, the amount of fucking views they get on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Is unreal.
Yeah.
Of like, and we're just sitting here like a bunch of fucking toads
idiots,
doing nothing.
Doing nothing with our
These
lives.
guys are just telling jokes.
Yeah.
That they're looking up online. They didn't even write anything.
No, there's no way that they, I mean, some of them, but there's no way that they wrote all of those because they would make money. Well, the one stocky I watched that he tried stand up one time.
Oh my God.
Not funny. He was funnier to watch because typically he thought he was funny.
Yeah.
So he's laughing and like I think it's making everybody else laugh because they're like, you're not good. You're not good, but you think you're good.
Those are tough. Like I struggle.
Yeah.
To watch like the people who go up and try it of like, it's so fucking cringy that I can't.
Yeah.
Like that's the other thing of like, there's all kinds of try not to laugh, which like I'll watch some of them on you. Like I'll watch a lot of KSI try not to laugh because he can't not laugh at everything, and his laugh is great.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have the ones try not to cringe.
Yeah.
I can't watch cringy videos, man. I just can't. Like get fucking. Like the Karate Kid movie, where he spills the spaghetti, and like I can't fucking watch that scene. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what? It's like obviously this isn't real, and like I'm embarrassed for you. Like the fact that they can make that come through on film of like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I've been there. I don't like the cringy stuff either because I
can't fucking handle it. Try not to laugh stuff. Like I feel like if I tried doing those videos, I feel like I could just stone face it and be through it. Mm-hmm. Of like,
I'd be terrible at it.
Yeah, because I wouldn't laugh.
Yeah, no, I would be bad at it because I would laugh. Because
the point is you should laugh.
You should laugh. Yeah,
like, but it'd just be a quiet video of me just sitting there going, okay.
Yeah. Next was you got another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I did laugh at the. I love those videos like the one you sent today. With the paparazzi guy, I'm like,
oh yeah,
hey, Tom, pull your dick out. Just the head.
Yeah, just the head.
Maybe the sack.
Yeah, it's the one where the paparazzi guy like steps on his wife by accident, like push it back the fuck up. Oh my God, my bad, Tom. I'm not with these guys.
But just those are my favorite ones of like just people cutting themselves into things.
He does
just
bunch.
How the Tom, pull your dick out.
Yeah. Did you guys get anything? I'll just Photoshop a ball sack later. He does a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Bunch of them. And there's one, it's the Wolverine, like the origin story of Wolverine.
Yeah.
And it's like where he like busts in the barn and he goes, Victor! And he's like, he goes eating an apple. He goes, oh shit, he's pissed.
See, that's the funny thing. Is it's not hard to do those videos. You do those with your phone because you can green screen shit now of like, it's really not hard.
No, but it's just, he does some good
like
ones.
just insert yourself into a bunch of fucking movies. Or like the one that I'd sent you with your favorite football coach where he's like, is it true that you eat cum?
Yeah.
Like Yogi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the favorite one's got to be just to do shit like that with Bill Belichick with it. Like just a bunch of him where it looks like he got in a fight.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
Well, speaking of coaches, we've had some hires.
Couple hires.
I think everybody but two teams have hired a coach. Who's the third?
Unless one happened when I was on my way over here.
No, the Commanders and Seahawks.
Carolina hired one today.
The guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I honestly, I watched the Lions game, obviously, and then they kept talking about him, how good of a job he's done with Baker this year. And other than that, I haven't heard anything about the guy until there was an interview, and one of the beat writers for Denver was like, basically like predicted it in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
He goes, this guy is going to get one of the, how would he put it, lesser viewed jobs.
Yeah.
And he said, my bet's Panthers because he is a low risk, high reward, where if he's fired in 2 years, it's not going to make or break. Basically, he was like, they're not hiring Vrabel. They're not hiring,
They hired a quarterback coach to get to get the quarterback
basically,
right.
yeah. And so I was shocked because I never heard anything about him. And then I like Googled him and saw his coaching where he's been.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been at the Seahawks since 2010 up until 2022 with different jobs. He was a strength and conditioning coach before he got in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then kind of just worked his way up and was the QB coach in Seattle in 2022 and then got the OC job there this year, obviously. But
it seems like one of those coaches where the owner can still go, hey, we're going to meet every Monday and we're going to talk about the game. And like, because you ain't getting that with, like, Vrabel is going to tell you go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And Belichick ain't doing that shit.
And Tepper seems like the kind of guy that wants super weird control.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's hired. Old Jimmy Harbaugh got the Chargers job last night.
That was, I mean, fuck, everybody's been calling that since they got.
Yeah.
And they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to make them good.
He's going to make them good. I don't think they're good next year. Me and some friends were texting about it last night, just different opinions and things like that. And like their roster and their cap issues are like their roster is good, but it's not as good as what it looks like on paper.
Yeah.
Half those guys are overpaid and hurt all the time.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Well, the receivers never play.
Yeah. And it's like you have to cut Khalil Mack.
Yep.
You have to cut the big tall receiver.
Yeah.
And then like you have to restructure Bosa. You have to cut Derwin James, the safety.
Yep.
Or if he wants to restructure, that's fine. But like you are a highest paid safety and you didn't play half the games last year or the last 2 years, stuff like that. And and I say what you want about the guy. The guy knows how to build a football team.
Yep.
I mean, it's from the inside out, and he's already got the out. He's already got the quarterback.
Yeah.
And Herbert puts up numbers with no receivers.
Yeah.
So it's he's he can do that. It's just building the other way.
Well, I think that's why they're going to be good because all the games that they lost because the coach is a fucking idiot, all those 3-point games, they probably win those.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people forget that too.
You look at what were they, like fucking 6-11, 5-12, whatever it is. And you watch how the games went this season.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jim Harbaugh coaching that team this year.
Yeah. 10 wins.
They're probably 10-7 in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's weird.
You're just making
going for it when you didn't
say to fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Like, well, that was the other thing watching last weekend. The first fucking half, 4th and 4 on their own 30, and ESPN the analytics says go.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you fucking talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's?
Yeah.
That's not it. That's not a thing.
No, no, not at all. Weird. Everybody disagrees. When I mean everybody, I mean like the people on ESPN and Twitter. But there's only one person I've seen agree with me with the 2-point conversion thing, and it's Chris Long.
Yeah.
Don't go for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Kick the extra point.
Yeah.
Because then all you have to do is score a touchdown. And everybody's like, well, if you go for 2 here, you still, you have another chance. The more times you do it, the better chance. Like, just take the fucking point.
But that's the other thing of how many 2-point conversion plans do you think they have? Because they only have like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
For a given week, and some of those you end up using on a fucking 3rd and 1 or something that you need to get. Of like,
I didn't like that one. And then
I've never been on the don't chase points.
Yeah.
And if you want to be that way, that's fine. Then just go for 2 all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Because if it's a 55% chance you're going to make it, why are you kicking extra points anyways?
Yeah. Well, that's what I remember when they backed up the extra point, like that first year. Like, how many teams? Like, I remember specifically the Steelers went for 2 all the time.
Yeah.
Because they're like, our kickers are very good.
Yeah.
We'll just, we have the same amount of percentage chance to make the 2-point conversion.
But then you look at the stats and go, well, then it turns out that 55% is a bullshit stat because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
There's like half the teams from inside the 5-yard line can't score a fucking touchdown. What makes you think they can get a 2-point conversion?
Yeah. But I saw this in real time, and then I didn't. I'm glad, like everybody else saw it too. It's like the kneeling at the end of the game. You see that?
Yeah.
Like during real time, I'm like, they kneel it, and I'm like, why didn't they call a timeout? They kneel it again. It's like, why the hell didn't Bucks call a timeout? And then the Lions kneel it the third time, and then didn't call a timeout. I was like, it's 4th and 12. Call a timeout. 38 seconds left. Didn't let the clock run down. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is Bowles thinking? Why the hell didn't you at least call call a timeout in one of them? And then people are like, how bad is it of Dan Campbell just to keep kneeling it when he has a timeout? I'm like, I'm assuming in their mindset, they're like, if they didn't call it after the first one, they weren't going to call it, so we'll just keep kneeling it.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. You're down 7. You're down 8.
And they should have never ran a play anyways. They should have always kneeled it.
Yeah, that's not the thing.
But the thing is when they didn't call it, you can't snap it with 18 seconds left on the fucking play clock.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, because even if they didn't run a play and they called the timeout, but you ran it down and snapped it with 2 seconds left, if you'd have missed the field goal, there would still been like maybe 12 seconds.
And
of like
Bowles, they had asked him that in his press conference, and he said, well, there were only been 12 seconds left. I'm assuming, this is all assumption, that he's thinking, oh, they're going to run it all the way down and then snap it each time. We're only going to have 12 seconds left. And they didn't. Yeah.
He would have looked like a genius when they kneeled it that last time if he'd have called a timeout. It's like 38 seconds left.
Yeah.
In my mind, like as it's happening, my first thought was like, oh, maybe they just left a timeout on the.
That's what I thought too. No.
The TV didn't take it off.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, no. And in my mind, I'm thinking Bowles didn't know he had a timeout, is my guess.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of, like, he actually does something, gets into the playoffs, makes it a game of what, you got to fire him.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, hey, we're in the playoffs of, like, and then your answer for that is, well, they're already in field goal range. There's no reason to extend it just to, of like, well, shit happen. Like, people don't make, I mean,
they could miss.
What if you block it?
Yeah, well, they could miss it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the playoffs.
Like, that's a fireable offense.
Yeah.
But I'm more of the strategic of, hey, stop doing stupid shit at the end of games that get you beat.
Yeah. And my thing is, like, you weren't supposed to be there and you're there. Go for the fucking win. Like, at that point in time, go for the win. What? You haven't stopped one offense.
Yeah.
So you might as well go for the fucking win at that point in time. Call that timeout and see what you got. Yeah, I just thought that was weird. I saw it in real time and I'm like, holy crap. How the hell? What the hell just happened? And then I thought the same thing you did. Oh, maybe they just left the timeout on the board up there. Nope, it wasn't.
Sure didn't.
Yep.
Let them kneel it out.
Yeah.
When they couldn't kneel it out.
Yeah.
That's such a. That's one of those ones of like, like what Lombardi would always say of like, well, he wouldn't have got back on the plane without Davis. I'll tell you that right fucking now.
Yeah.
And he would have been fired in the locker room.
Yeah.
Of like, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that goes to of like, that would have been the greatest thing that could have happened is call that timeout, block it, score a touchdown, go for 2 and don't get it. Of like, wow, it's been nice if you just kicked the
extra point. Yeah. That game was fun. It was a fun game. It was back and forth. It was exciting. The Packers-Niners game was fun. It was a really, really fun game to watch.
Yeah.
Sucks that, I hate the last second field goal losses.
Yeah.
I hate those. One, I hate the situation, but I understand it. We need to get here to kick the field goal. I didn't think that the Packers I thought they were still trying to score. I didn't think they were. It didn't look like they were just running plays to get in field goal range. But I hate them. I mean,
especially at that point, because it was at a point where the 49ers had actually bowed up a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were running all over the field on them anymore. Of like they was actually playing some defense at that point.
And it just sucked that it was the last second field goal, and then.
But it's one of those things too of like, listen to the stats of like that guy's missed so many fucking field goals and extra points this year. That's just
sucks. Obviously, the Texans didn't do what we thought they were going to do.
That was over fucking instantly.
Yeah,
like even though it's 10-10 at half, it's like this is not even a close game.
Your offense hasn't done anything.
No,
you had the punt return.
The craziest stat is if you didn't look at the stat line. And then I told you that C.J. Stroud never got sacked in that game.
Yeah.
Is fucking crazy. Because he was running for his life.
Running for his life.
Had no time.
Yeah. Ravens are good. The Niners, Kyle Shanahan in the playoffs is now they had 2 weeks off, starters didn't play, blah blah blah. I want to and I don't want to say this is the year, but we've been this is Shanahan only has so many more times to keep getting to this point without people starting to question him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the two most critiqued people on the football field are the head coach and the quarterback, and everybody likes to critique the quarterback.
Yeah.
So let's start critiquing the coach. Everybody hates Dak because he can't play and he can't win a playoff game.
Yep.
Everybody defends Josh Allen even though he can't win a big game.
Yep.
But yeah, nobody's saying anything
Everybody
about
shits on Brock Purdy.
Yeah, because he's
he only
winning,
wins playoff games.
Winning games.
He's never lost one.
Yeah.
I mean, he got hurt in the first series of last game. I mean,
it's a weird thing how we pick and choose which guy to like and hate and blah 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 blah. Shanahan needs to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
1, to get the monkey off his back, and 2, you have all of these studs. You have literally the best roster. You have some of the best people at their positions on your team.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be this fantastic coach. You got to win something, man.
Yeah.
You got to a Super Bowl, great. You lost that one yourself.
Yep.
I don't know. That was my thoughts on it. And then, go to the Josh Allen thing. Did you watch the Ryan Clark and Orlovsky and those guys go back at it at all? See any clips?
I didn't.
Orlovsky defends him. Ryan Clark's like, you think he's good. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's not great, and explains it. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking that the whole time. That last drive before Bass misses the field goal, you had on the 3rd down, you had Kincaid open, NFL open.
Yeah.
Guy 5 yards from him. He's getting tackled as he's, catching it. It's a first down, though.
Yep.
And then on 2nd down, you have Diggs dragging across the field. At least it's, he completes that pass. I'm not saying Diggs, gets a first down or not, but he went for the end zone 3 times.
I'm not butthurt about the Diggs thing. Because the guy in the end zone was wide fucking open, and he got his offensive lineman pushed into him in the middle of the throw.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that.
That's the throw that has to happen. That's a touchdown.
I get it. No, I understand that.
The people freaking out. Well, Diggs was wide fucking open, and he's trying to do it's fucking wide open.
Yeah,
we're trying to score touchdowns to win the game, not kick field goals.
And I 100% get that. But my only critique is Diggs is open immediately.
I understand.
Immediately. I mean, everybody drops.
Yeah.
There's no linebacker within 8 yards of him. The corner drops because it's cover 2.
Yeah.
There's literally the corner on the opposite side of the field drops because that's how the guy gets wide the fuck open. It's like, oh my God. That was, it's the first thing that I saw when the snap happened.
Yeah.
Imagine it's one of the first things he saw as the quarterback. Yeah. Now, obviously we know that they called that play for a reason because that guy is going to be open.
That's his read.
I get that. But, whatever, the lineman gets in front of him. But I just, in that situation, you're 1 to eat clock and score. You haven't stopped them. They haven't punted.
Right, yeah.
That's where I was at.
Either way, Kansas City wins that game.
Winning that game 100%. But, they get the ball back. They go down and score. Butker can kick a 90-yard field goal.
But I'm on the side of now, Josh Allen has a turnover problem, but it's a regular season turnover problem. Now, that last drive, he tried to throw an interception and he fumbled. Like, if the one guy doesn't almost make the pick, it's right in the other guy's chest.
Exactly.
I mean, and the game's over.
Oh, game's over.
And then he fumbled it, and if fucking, what's his name, the tight end doesn't bat that thing out of bounds.
Yeah, game's over.
Game's over. But everybody giving him he can't win big games of fuck you.
Yeah, no.
He gets shit of does anybody remember what happened before? If they lost that game because the defense couldn't hold for 13 seconds.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But everybody's always like, well, he can't win the big game. It's like, well, last I checked, every game he's lost because the fucking defense couldn't hold him.
Yeah.
Because whatever the playoff stat is, the averages in all of his playoff games,
his numbers are stupidly good.
300, averaging almost 300 yards and has 23 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Yeah.
The only The only time he played a shit game is when the Bengals beat the fuck out of him last year.
Yeah.
That's
home.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, other than that, he's played amazing.
Uh-huh.
But like I just don't get that of like, he's the best player on the team.
Oh, 100%. Now,
you're also like, the people tearing him down are also the ones pushing him up of like, same way that they do with Justin Herbert.
Yeah,
of like, he's the greatest quarterback in the league. Of like, well, he hadn't done anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
no, and I get that. I don't think he's bad at all. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, he should be cut. Like, no, that's not like, no, there's no way. Guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I just thought those were better decisions at that moment.
Right. I don't jump on that because just I'm assuming that play being called that's the read.
Yes,
that's what they wanted.
Yes,
the throw to
they
go
knew
to.
that was going to happen. Yeah, the offensive line gets pushed back,
and that guy was open by 5 yards.
Yes, he was.
So another 1/10 of a second, it's a fucking touchdown, and then he's going to be getting killed for scoring too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But that was also the thing too. Watching that game, just the extra points. Like Bass was struggling with that win. Like he almost missed multiple extra points because he hits a cut kick and that wind's fucking blown. As soon as it moves, bye-bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's either way they were losing that game because they just couldn't stop the Chiefs.
No, they couldn't stop the Chiefs. And I mean, they had a shit ton of injuries. Now, if they don't hire Joe Brady to be the OC, to me, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Big time. They fire the dude.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He steps in, and they instantly got better on offense.
Yeah.
They started running the football. They ran Josh Allen. That's fine. That's fine. That's what he's there for sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time, sometimes. But they started running the football. They started doing this. They started like, he's the guy for the job until he starts to basically not be the guy for the job.
Yeah.
And I mean, because you're not, it's a Josh Allen thing. The same thing with Mahomes or anybody else. You're going to do things that complement him. If you bring in somebody else, they're going to want to do things that they know how to do.
The one thing that I thought was funny is for the first year since he's been there, you can hear a bunch of shit talking and boo-hooing from fucking Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's the first one that was, I was fucking wide open. They should have thrown it. We'd have won that game. Of like, because you dropped a 65-yard pass that hit you in the fucking hands. And I heard two talking heads go, well, Josh Allen missed him a little bit. 65 yards down the fucking field, and it hit him in the hands.
Yeah, should have been caught.
It's a touchdown.
Yeah, guy falls. Should have been caught.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that one. But yeah, you didn't hear him. You didn't hear him bitch.
Say, like
no,
last year he was bitching. The year before he was bitching.
Yeah,
I'm not getting the ball enough. It's like, well, you keep fucking dropping it. So.
And I believe he came out and said that he plans on staying or blah, blah, blah. Because they asked
need
him,
to get rid of him.
They do.
Because he's not good.
No. He's very regressed in what he's able to do.
Doesn't fit the offense that they're running anymore.
No.
Because he's a deep threat. Obviously not bringing Gabe Davis back the way he was.
Yeah, shit.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
But they need, if they're going to keep Diggs, you're going to have to get a Wes Welker type. There's got to be a ball possession guy.
Yeah, that Shakir guy did pretty good. I haven't seen him a whole lot this year.
But, like, now you see all Bill's mind was like, oh, we're going to bring in T. Higgins, then he'll be, like, that's not going to.
No.
First of all, you're not going to be able to afford him.
Yeah. Did you have no money?
Yeah. Like,
you're going to.
I think you're over the cap now.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to cut all those dudes. They're going to restructure Oliver. Yeah. They're going to cut Von Miller, who's just got paid way too much fucking money.
So fucking bad.
Oh, man.
You know the weirdest thing? The weirdest thing is in the era that we live in and the way stories are. A story about a guy beating his pregnant wife went away so fucking fast.
I know.
Like a day.
Yeah.
It's like, he went down, he flew back to Texas, turned himself into the police, bailed out, went back to Buffalo and started playing. And like nobody talked of like, so you have to assume it's bullshit, but it's like,
is it?
Boy, it didn't.
Yeah,
like, that went away
fast.
Super fucking fast.
Super fast, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was like just like huge story for a day. But by the end of the day, it was already dying out. Wasn't even fucking trending anymore. Of like, just
within like 4 hours.
It was like,
it was depleted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, boy, that doesn't seem.
No. weird.
I mean, hell, you still got Vince McMahon and like a sex trafficking thing from like 2018 going on right now. Of like, from the gist of it, I didn't read all the stories. The gist of it, I see it like maybe he was making female wrestlers bang other wrestlers to keep them. I think.
I didn't read any of it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Well, if you got to defend yourself in that, maybe shave that mustache because that makes you look super makes you look
guilty.
like a sex trafficker.
You look guilty. He walks into the courtroom. Guilty. Next case.
Yeah. That's the one that I feel is weird when they, because like on Twitter you just see a bunch of like Vince McMahon's a sex trafficker or stuff like that. It's like, I think of that of like smuggling in, running this ring and like children and shit like that. It's like, oh, is this like he asked an adult wrestler to bang another wrestler to try to or take pictures? I don't know the whole story of like. I don't see sex I'm not saying it's right. It's definitely wrong what he did. But sex trafficking seems like more of a, hey, we went to this country, got a bunch of women, shipped them on a container ship, and
snuck them in somewhere. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah,
that was one that I started watching. Too was I've never watched those Dark Side of the Rings. Like all the fucked up stories of wrestling and stuff. I'm like, pooh. Well, and I knew the Von Erich story.
Oh,
but I watched the.
Did you watch the movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, okay.
But I just watched it because it was like in the Dark Side of the Ring thing. And then like I've seen a bunch of reaction videos of like a bunch of women that went to watch the movie because Zac Efron and that Jeremy guy.
Yeah.
And like I assume their boyfriend's filming them like just bawling because they had no fucking clue what that movie was about. Of like, this isn't going to go the way you fucking think it's going to. There is no happy ending in this fucking movie.
So, yeah, I did a bunch of research on it because I'd never heard of it.
Didn't? Oh, okay,
I didn't know the story, and then I Googled the story. But my favorite are like the dudes filming their wives, their girlfriends. Like I told her it was a comedy. It's like they're walking into the theater and then like them leaving and like makeup's all messed up.
And I think they left the youngest one out of it. Like not in the movie because it was just too much. I was like, oh, really? You think? Yeah. Because it was, I'd say like the first one.
Isn't like the oldest one, didn't he die like at like 5?
No.
I thought the oldest one, like there was one before like the story happens.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like the first one that died was he was wrestling in Japan, and his actually was something that builds up gases and stuff like that, and it actually like popped his intestines or something in a hotel room in Japan.
I read
that was like just a freak happen. And I believe the second one that died was a car wreck.
Okay.
And then it was suicides.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was, and I think the youngest one, the youngest brother that killed himself, I don't think they put him in the movie because it was just, it's too much.
Yeah. It's like, already sad as fuck.
Because it was like, he was like the one killed himself. He was the second one that killed himself because which I could understand his thought process of that, of like, because the Von Erich fan, like it's like fucking 6'3", 6'4", blonde, fucking shredded.
Yeah.
The youngest one's like 5'9", like shredded, but like not, you know, these guys super athletic. And when he killed himself, he tried to keep the name alive, so he started wrestling, but he did. And I think it's Kerry, the one that's still alive, is like he just didn't have it. You know, it's just just is what it is. He didn't have it, so he did one, and it was so bad, that he just couldn't live with himself, and he killed himself. And it was like, Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah, I read the story and I was like, oh my god,
Like in that, they talk about one of the guys from the WWE. He's like, he said it made me cry when he said it. When he like, I think when Kerry like was in the WWE, but then kind of at the end of his career, he goes when he came up and said, I had 5 brothers and now I'm not even a brother. Because it's like, there's 6 kids and you're the only one fucking left.
Yeah.
And the thing is like it's like a 4-year span.
Yeah,
it was
happened.
Started happening at 89, and by 92 it was over. Of like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
Of like people, you know, forgetting how big those fucking guys were. Like they were like in Texas. Like that was the fucking Von Erichs. It was like, God damn.
Yeah, crazy.
I'll probably watch the movie when it becomes available. I mean,
I wanted to watch it too. Good.
But I just remembered that of like the youngest one that killed himself. They just left him out of the story of like
too much. Yeah.
And I haven't watched because I think Flowers of the Summer Moon is on Apple now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I watched it. I liked it. Just really long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like anything. They're just making shit
stuff
too long.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it's not good, but it is.
It ain't great.
It's a good movie.
It's like
it sucks. It's weird with it, stuff like that. It's like it's not good.
It's one of those like between like that movie, just how everything went down in that thing, and then like some of the books I'd listed about the one in, like out in fucking Texas and Oklahoma of like. We're the fucking worst, man. We are the fucking worst.
This is horrible. Horrible people. Horrible people.
Oh, they got a shit ton of money, but they ain't smart enough to keep it, so let's send some white people in there to take care of their money for them.
Yeah.
That went well.
Jesus. Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. It's
wild.
It's one of those ones of like, you just got to sit back and go, yeah, we're fucking terrible.
And that's why I do not believe in Thanksgiving. All of this shit. Yeah. There's no way. No way.
No way we broke bread with them. That's fucking bullshit story.
No way.
It's a bullshit story.
If you know anything, if you know just the smallest about history that you learned in high school, Thanksgiving's made up.
Yeah,
we made it up to make it look like
that fucking happened.
Yeah.
This is just like other white people ran into some white people that maybe had a bit of a tan.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, you need some corn?
We've been here long. We've been here just a little longer.
Yeah, that's it. No way that shit happened.
Hell no. Oh, man. Yeah.
But back on the football, I did see a couple people saying, like, the whole Green Bay thing is like, well, this just proves that it was a Rodgers problem. Of like, what?
Well, yeah, what?
That... because they won a game in the playoffs and lost to the 49ers. Like they do every fucking year for the past, 3 times they were in the playoffs, they get beat by the Niners.
Yeah.
It's like, they just didn't make it last year. It's like, what problem
not a Rodgers problem. I mean.
Yeah, it's a Green Bay problem.
Yeah.
But it's just, I get, the cool thing to do if you're in the media is to shit on Aaron Rodgers of like, well, he had the same receivers. Like, yeah, they were all fucking rookies.
Yeah, they have another year under their belt.
Now they're 2 years.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they're not even supposed to be good. They're the youngest team in the NFL.
Yeah,
they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
They got there. Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem. That's the only problem I had with Jordan Love.
Yeah,
is what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was first down.
Yeah,
and you run that thrown back across your body of like there's still a minute left in that game of like
to me
that's a throw it the fuck out of bounds.
Yeah.
Reset. Let's do,
Yeah, to me again that's the I don't have a lot of experience. I'm trying to make too big of a play and I don't need to. You know what I mean? That's all that was. He was just trying to make too big of a play.
Yeah.
Does that. Like you said, should toss it out of bounds. Live to fight another down.
Kind of some of those ones like you see it too of like, well, I think his first pass was a check down.
Yeah.
And then they had to rush and get a first down of like, what do you do? What's this 3 yards getting you? Like the time is more important.
Yeah.
Now, you need to throw a check down for a first down on third down. Okay.
Yeah.
It's first down. Just throw it the fuck away and stop the clock. Let's reset.
Yeah.
But that takes time.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and stuff like that. When you watch they got one timeout in a minute 15 of like that timeout's not, and they're walking down the field like, just calm down. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It just takes time to get. It just takes time to get to that point.
Yeah. You've never done it before.
Yeah. And it just takes of the realizing like, hey, we don't have like we can throw incomplete passes are just
okay.
The only one we can't have it incomplete on is fourth down.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, we can throw the fucking ball away.
Yeah.
If it's a completion that's not 15 yards down the field, we don't need it. Throw it away.
Yeah.
Because that's the other one of the the thought process of, hey, we need first downs is like, no, you need to score. Those fucking sticks don't matter until you need to reset the downs.
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
An 8-yard completion to make it 3rd and 2 doesn't mean a fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. In bounds. Yeah. Anything. Yeah.
But then trying to, I don't know this.
Hold on. Hold your thought.
Okay.
That's why I'm sweating.
Got a pee. So if you don't pee fast enough, it just starts sweating out? What's funny is the first thing I hear is go, oh God.
Yeah.
But that is hilarious because it had been in the last 5 minutes. I just started watching sweat pour out of your head of like, it's colder in here and it's not cold in. It's very comfortable in here.
Yeah.
But it was super warm in here when we started. And me going, he wasn't sweating this much when it was probably 10 to 15 degrees warmer in here. And I mean,
instant.
It was like instantly the spigot came on and just started dumping out of your head. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If it's not going to come out the wiener,
it's going to come out
the other thing that looks like a wiener.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that was like, and usually I can tell too because you start sitting up in your chair a little bit, start wiggling. I'm like, hey, anytime you need to tap out, you just tap out, pal.
I will.
Need to hook a little fucking hose up and then we'll run it out.
Yeah.
And you just
have a catheter here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching the kids in diapers when they just stop and just like you see them shiver a little bit of, you just pissed your pants.
You just peed. Yep. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was going to pee my pants. But what were you saying?
I don't even know.
I didn't figure. I said hold the thought, but I
didn't.
That's why I don't like to do it because I know we forget what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I try to hold it at the best I can.
I think I was talking about I think we're moving into Ravens and Chiefs.
Yeah, going into this weekend's games.
Yeah. Of the, I kind of...
Do the Chiefs win?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because I think the Ravens are way fucking better.
I do too.
But it just feels like they started clicking something.
Yeah. And it's stupid. It's stupid. Because they shouldn't be.
No.
They shouldn't be. I think their defense is overrated. I think they've been overrated all year. We talked about it last week. They have leads. When they don't have a lead, their defense doesn't show up.
Well, they can't stop the run.
They can't stop the run. You saw that in the first 3 quarters. They just,
It's the Baltimore's so much better than them. Like, Baltimore's fucking amazing. Like, their defense is great. Their offense is really good. They're actually an offense now. It's not just let Lamar do it. They can actually sit back and throw passes because they have receivers and they have tight ends. And I think Mark Andrews is probably going to come back this week. There's no reason the Chiefs should even be in. This should kind of get ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just have this feeling.
I know. It's, anytime, Patrick Mahomes is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And it sucks that he's that good because I'm tired of watching them win.
Yeah.
But it's we have him. We're going to be in the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're going to be in this game. We have Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Even if he doesn't have a game, he's still going to be a factor.
2 guys.
Yeah. Now, I think the Ravens have enough defensively where they can put 1 guy on him. You're going to see Hamilton.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton on him majority of the game.
Yeah. Well, not everybody has a 6'4" safety.
You're
That's
right.
kind of the...
It's kind of what, you know what I mean? And then, I would not be surprised if you see one of those 2 good linebackers just bust him one of the times.
Yeah.
Coming across, just fucking put it you're not coming around here.
Yeah.
It's what Ray Lewis would do.
Oh, yeah.
You have a good tight end. He's not coming in this area. He's going to be outside in the numbers and hashes. But again, it's it's almost too good of a thing with the Ravens.
Yeah.
It's like their offense is super good and they're potent.
Yeah.
They're not just flashy. They're not they put drives together and they march the ball down the field. And they have, like you said, it's a scheme. It's an offense. There's strategy to it. It's not just Lamar fucking tossed an 80-yard touchdown. Oh, he ran a 60-yard. It's no, they're putting shit together.
It's they're marching down the field, and then the Lamar stuff happens of, hey, you think you got him.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah.
He just ran up for 8 yards. That's it.
That's
But it's the same thing it's basically what Mahomes does.
Mm-hmm.
You think you got him, and he just kind of skirts out and runs for 10 yards and keeps it going.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lamar's running now is just to keep a drive moving.
Yeah.
It's not the offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But their thing is if you do it properly, it's a Pacheco game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pacheco, he's got to be the main guy.
Yeah.
If he can run on Baltimore, they're going to win.
Yep.
Fucking average 6 yards a carry last week of if he does that, tough.
Mm-hmm.
Tough to deal with.
I love that interview when they were asking about him, and he said the funniest one he saw is somebody said, I run like I bite people.
Yeah.
That is funny. But he just it's very unique, obviously, the way he runs. I've never seen a good running back run straight up and down.
Yeah.
He runs straight up and down.
And not big.
Not big, no, but he just runs so damn hard. And I always feel like he gets up just as fast. I always feel like somebody pissed him off and he wants to get in their face.
Yeah.
But he just goes back to the huddle.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. I mean, if they can run the football, obviously against that Ravens defense is going to be fun. And how I love how almost organizations have just, when you think of teams, you think of this. Like the Ravens in my lifetime that I remember have had 2 coaches.
Yeah.
And both of those coaches, the defense has been the main thing. And it's just weird. And 28 years, Brian Billick and John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And you always talk about the Ravens defense.
Yeah.
It's incredible how that's always a thing. And even when they're not very good.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when Harbaugh was on the hot seat, their defense was still like top 10.
Well, it's a weird thing. It's the whole AFC North except one team.
Mm-hmm.
There's one flashy offensive team. The rest of them are all defensive driven.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fun to watch, but it's just crazy how we always is that Ravens defense? Oh, is that Ravens defense?
Yeah.
Now you have a this is really one of the first times I can remember where the offense is just as good as the defense. Like when they won the Super Bowl like 02, offense was garbage. 03, whatever it was, 01, I don't even know what it was. No, it was 2000. 2000 they won the Super Bowl. Because Ray Lewis was on 01 Madden, 02 Madden. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way. But the offense sucked. Fucking Trent Dilfer was your quarterback.
Yeah.
You suck. Ray Lewis was the Super Bowl MVP. Means your offense was very good.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. When they won it in 2012.
Yeah. Joe Flacco threw deep balls.
That's it.
And they played defense.
Look at them now. Like this is the first time where the offense is now matching up with the defense, and they're scary, and they're still the same edgy, competitive, gritty, nasty Ravens.
It's one like the 01 or 02 team. Hey, obviously, I'm going to butcher this stat, but you can look it up on your own if you want. But like through the whole playoffs, they only gave up like 12 points, like in 3 fucking games. Not an average.
Yeah.
Fucking total.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm not so sure. Like the fucking Super Bowl was like they only gave up like a touchdown or a field goal.
Something like that.
Fucking.
Yeah.
They didn't give up double digits.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. It was really weird to see like how dominant both. To me, it's no team is both.
Yeah,
no
it's
team
weird
is
how
both
because you got to allocate your money properly
somewhere, and it's just weird how like that trade for Roquan Smith last year.
Yeah,
like that's unheard of. Like who trades for a linebacker? It's what they missed.
Yeah.
It was what they were missing. It was a missing piece that they needed. Obviously, it's worked.
Well, look at this. Picking up Kyle Van Noy. How many fucking plays has that guy made?
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody's like, hey, he's washed. He can't play. I'm like, no.
Still
they
really
need
good.
him for like 12 plays a game, and he fucking makes them.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I mean, like they have role guys that are doing their jobs.
Yeah.
And they're okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time, like, Jadeveon Clowney's on their team and plays.
Had a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
It's like when there's a tackle for a loss, it's him.
Yeah. Because, that to me, that's coaching. We're going to bring you in, and this is the way we do things. You're going to shut up. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, I love that.
Yeah.
And, I think John Harbaugh is an underrated coach. He doesn't seem to get a lot of credit for what he does. But, I mean, how hard is it as a coach? And I don't know. I'm not an NFL coach. You made it to the playoffs last year. Won a playoff game.
Yep.
You're a year away from Lamar winning an MVP, and you fire your offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Because it just, like, you know what I mean? I mean, the same thing that It seems like the Eagles forced Sirianni to do it, but it's the same. It's just, and then look how much better they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird how that goes down. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just weird how that goes down.
Just a philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
We need a philosophy change of the last one was built around Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Now we need a guy that can run an offense with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
We're not like, we'll give you a run or two, but this is not.
Yeah. And what a crazy 3 years Todd Monken has had.
Yeah.
2 national championships and then going to play in the AFC championship game. I mean, what a year.
And if you win this game, the team that you're probably going to play, you absolutely fucking dismantled.
Yeah.
Like, just ran it down their fucking throat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
Like, it was embarrassing for San Francisco.
Yeah.
Of like, that's the other thing of like, that's what gets me too about like on the San Francisco side of all the Purdy hate of like, first of all, it was fucking raining the whole game of like, shit happens. But he'd been getting hate before then of like, well, he's not good enough because he's got all these plays of like these guys and this guy of like, why do you? Yeah. The guy was the last pick in the draft. Why do you hate him?
Yeah. He's not supposed to
be on the fucking team.
No, he's not at all.
And he's in his second NFC championship game.
Yeah, in his second year.
Yeah. Of like,
I don't know how you hate the guy.
I don't understand.
I do not know how you hate the guy.
I think it's because he's just like 6'2", comes in wearing, he's not flashy, he looks like anybody.
Yeah.
And I think you get a lot of people going, fuck, I could do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to give him credit for something I can do.
And that's what it is. Oh, if I had those weapons, I could do that. It's like, no, you couldn't.
But it's like, but everybody, they want to shit all over it. And the one thing they don't bring up is that last drive when they needed a touchdown. He made 3 fucking throws that were superb.
Yep. And you guys,
they only talked about the first 3 quarters.
Exactly.
Never talked about that drive.
And they don't talk about the fact that all week they kept saying, if they get behind, Shanahan's offense isn't built for that. It's not a drop back offense. Yeah. The guy dropped back and won and put a drive together and won the game.
Yeah.
So I don't get the hate. He won the game without his best receiver.
Yeah.
And it's not like McCaffrey really had all that great of a game up until the middle of the third quarter in the fourth quarter.
But yeah, the way they shit, but then still talk about Tom Brady being a 6th-round pick. Of like, why is it?
Why is it okay for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the guy won the Super Bowl without All-Stars.
Yeah.
He lost the Super Bowls with Randy Moss.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't get it. I think the Niners beat the Lions, unfortunately. Not that the Lions can't do it.
Yeah.
I think they can, but their defense to me is not up to par with going against the Niners offense.
Their defense is, they play a bend don't break.
Yep.
Because they can't stop the passing game. So their whole thing is, hey, you're going to get to the red zone, then we're going to make you kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Problem is
they're good in the red
bulk
zone.
of the Niners scoring happens from outside the red zone. That's the fucking problem.
I will say this. If Debo can't go, whatever the spread is, it should be cut in half.
Well, basically, here's the stat. When Debo plays in the game, the Niners average 30 points a game. When Debo does not play, they average 19.
Yeah.
That's a big.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a big
the
deal.
Spread should be cut in half immediately.
Yeah.
Because of that reason alone. You now take the guy, Debo is the only player to me that you worry about the window dressing.
Right.
You have to move. When he moves, your defense has to move. They have to shift. You have to, because he's that dangerous.
Yeah.
Now, if he's not in there and you're going to move one of these other guys, I'll bump, but I'm not shifting my whole defense.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a big part of it, because if you watched last week, the Lions defense against the Buccaneers, they were shifting way too hard on motions and leaving that cutback lane wide open for the Buccaneers running back. Like, you don't have, like, that's window dressing. Like, it's not Debo's, you know what I mean? He's not getting the jet sweep. That guy's not. Debo will. He'll get the jet sweep. You know, to me, that's other things. But like you said, they can't stop the pass. They're aggressive, and the Niners run a shit ton of screens, and they're good at them. That's a big thing with me. I just feel like the defense isn't where, as a whole, doesn't match up to what the Niners are offensively.
Yeah.
And I think that I think their offense can put up points. I really do. Because of because of the play action, the run game, because they don't give up on the run game.
Yeah.
And they have one of the best 1-2 punches. Montgomery, feed him. Gibbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That little shift, that little burst. He's got that nice little burst to him. And I know
what a bust of a pick.
Yeah, I know. I texted
what are you
you
picking
that.
him 12 for? Well,
that's why.
That's why. I just won you a playoff game with a 30-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and the problem, people thought he was an every down back. No, he's not. You have to have two. The only team that doesn't have two running backs is because they have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. And that's a detriment on them for not having a second one.
Yeah, because unfortunately he's injury prone.
Yeah. Because I think most people what they don't look at is like your only goal outside of like when, offensive linemen, defensive linemen in the draft of like you're drafting guys that make plays.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Gibbs makes plays.
Yeah.
He's a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, it needs this. It's like, well, fucking Derrick Henrys don't grow on trees.
Yeah,
like you'll see another one of those in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like somebody will come through that's 6'3", 260.
Yeah, it can run
runs
like
a 4.2.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's not a fucking thing.
Yeah, and I think that's the issue. But they have like their offense is again they don't get behind the chains.
No,
they're the best third down team in football.
Yeah,
they're going to be okay offensively. I just think that the Niners offense is going to be too much for that secondary.
I think what's going to happen is the Niners are going to get into a lead, and then Campbell's going to make one of those stupid decisions of going for it in the first half on their own side, and it's going to get them out of.
Yeah,
they're going to miss on a fourth down in their own territory in the first half, and it's going to be boom. Now you're down 14 instantly. Of like, just calm down, let it come to you. And now, I don't know why it just popped in my head about going for it on fourth down. The fucking Bills, because obviously it was DeMar Hamlin, that ran that fake, and it was like I don't know what their thought process was, but whatever it is. But the TikTok one,
that
I'm sure you've seen the little kid running.
This is what they thought was going to happen.
This is what they thought was going to happen. That guy just fucking lights him up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw all the ones. The one here a few years ago where they do the fake one and like the slot receiver just like acts like he has a heart attack and like falls over.
Yeah,
it's like this is what they thought was going to happen. I just that one was weird. That one was weird.
Yeah, it was just bad play calling. That's the other one too. Of like, because I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but you're not getting it done or whatever. Of like that for 100% should have been hey, maybe we fire this guy and hire Bill Belichick.
McDermott.
Yeah, and just kind of change our philosophy a little bit.
Yeah,
because it doesn't even sound like
he's going to get a job.
I don't know that him. I think him and Vrabel are both going to be on the fucking street.
I do too. Now, I think Vrabel's going to be a coordinator.
See, I don't know.
I do. I for a year. I don't think it's going to be much.
I don't know.
You think he sits the year out?
Yep.
Do you? I would. I don't know. I would love, and I texted Luke this. I was like, I would love to see him in Green Bay. Love it because they kind of need that attitude.
Yeah, but you can't. Like you can if you're Green Bay because you're going to rent him for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that he takes that job.
You may not.
Because I don't think I'm a fucking head coach.
Yes,
I think. Like if he was just going to take a coordinator job or something like that, I think he'd just go be a fucking analyst at Ohio State for a year.
Yeah.
But right now the Green Bay, there's only one fucking phone call to make.
Who's that?
Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because you're going to get I'm going to stick it to fucking Minnesota too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. That's a good one.
But that's kind of what they need it's kind of on that same thing of like, because Vrabel's a mean fucking, because you can't, I don't think LaFleur can't bring in Vrabel because Vrabel outranks him. You can't have your defensive coordinator outrank you.
I get that. And it's weird because he was Vrabel's offensive coordinator for a year before. Yeah, it is weird.
I think it'd be one of those things of like, they'd just be like, well, we're just going to make him the head coach and you just be the offensive coordinator then.
Yeah, I think it would be like, I think the Packers need that to get over that Niner hump.
Yeah.
And like the defensive line for Green Bay played fantastic against the Niners.
Yeah.
Like, all 5 of those dudes played amazing. Like, to me, like, that's what they need. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Everybody kind of needs like that asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys are fucking soft.
Yeah.
Here's like, this is what we need to do. You know, and that's what I thought, like, you know, when people were like, well, Jim Harbaugh got fired because of his philosophies got stale and this and that. I'm like, it's true. To me, he's like a less vocal Dan Campbell.
Right.
Like, it's the same attitude, it's the same philosophy. Yeah. He's just not giving the nice, juiced up speeches.
But that's one of those ones of, I don't know how true that is. Because you hear, you know, sports shows and stuff talk about that. But the one thing on the Harbaugh side, I don't know that you've ever heard one fucking player say that they didn't care for him.
Yeah, I know. It is weird. Yeah.
Because if that was the case of like, the players just wasn't having it anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody would have said something.
Something, yeah.
Never. I think it was more of the ownership didn't like the way he
was doing it. Yeah. Hey, I mean, like Harbaugh, Campbell, Vrabel, they all have that gritty attitude. They all look for a certain type of player.
Yeah.
And but again, you hear Campbell speak more on it because that just seems like his personality. Yeah. Like, they all look for, and he said it in his open, like, we are looking for a specific type of guy.
Yeah.
And you see that with the Titans.
Yep.
They drafted specific type of, they like specific type of he did. You see the same thing with Harbaugh. Look at his Niners teams.
Yeah.
They're mean as shit.
Because I think the one thing, like, you wouldn't get a Vrabel there, obviously just because who Vrabel is, I feel like that's just a tough sell.
Mm-hmm.
Not a tough sell to the fans or anything, but a tough sell of like, well, who's in charge?
Yeah.
Because there's only one alpha in the room, and LaFleur ain't it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
And then again, of like, I understand that he called some plays and stuff like that, but LaFleur's at a point now where his offense is finally in set and it's clicking.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Vrabel's defense would fit that. It's not going to fit of like you can't play the kind of defense that Vrabel's going to want to play when you play an offense like this.
I gotcha.
Like, they got to match up. That's why I think Zimmer's would fit in better, because he's kind of a blitz kind of, hey, we're going to get some turnovers. We're going to be tough as fuck, and we're going to rip your ears off.
Yeah.
But we're bringing some shit. Like, it meshes better.
Yeah.
Because if your philosophies don't mesh, it doesn't
work, yeah.
You know, if you're going to have a super aggressive offense that's just trying to score 60-yard touchdowns, and put your defense on the field all fucking day, well, now it's more, now we got to play a bend, don't break, because we're out there for 30 fucking minutes, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you. So. No, the Mike Zimmer one, and you forget about him because he's been in college for 2 years. Yeah, as an analyst. It's funny.
Yeah, just
special.
Take my $30,000 a year job. I'm still making $8 million a year from Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Because that's the other one of like, hey, if I'm not going to be a head coach, because I'm still getting paid. Because he only gets paid for 1 year, because he had 1 year left on his deal. So,
yeah.
That's kind of my...
That's a good one. I forgot about him. His defense is so fucking complicated.
Oh, my God.
It's so complicated. Yeah.
I've studied his defense so many fucking times and still struggle to understand.
Where is it going?
What
are we doing?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's basically, hey, we're going to line all 11 guys up at the line of scrimmage, and then upon the snap, we're only going to rush one.
Yeah.
And then some like guy that you didn't even know was on the field ends up out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. I tell you what, one thing we didn't talk about Antonio Pierce getting the job. But one thing that I thought was absolutely very smart, very professional, very somebody who wants to get it done right, do it right, was he asked like Tom Coughlin and Marvin Lewis are like basically helping him become a head coach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's amazing.
The same reason they hired Tom Telesco.
Yeah.
Because that Champ, like, and Champ Stan of like, hey, like we got a rookie head coach. I can't have a rookie GM, but we'll bring in Tom.
Yeah.
And that'll piece us together to, you know.
I thought it was super smart.
Great.
I mean, because you see a lot of the times, like, somebody gets a head coaching job, they think they know what they're doing. Too much. You know what I mean? It's like these guys are in there to help you out and be a better professional.
Yeah.
And I thought it was smart as hell by him. These two guys had a lot of success as head coaches. Let's bring these guys in, get what they have to say. I thought that was super smart.
Crazy smart. The fact that the hatred of Marvin Lewis around the league is fucking weird. Of like, well, he just couldn't do it. Of like, dude, he had a winning record at the Bengals and was there for 16 fucking years.
Yeah.
Of like,
yeah, I don't.
Okay, he lost a playoff. Well, one of them, Carson Palmer's knee exploded.
Yeah.
And the other one, went a little fucking nuts, but it was also with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Of like, let's fucking tone it down.
Yeah.
Like, guy's a good fucking coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
really good coach. Yeah. So I thought that was great. I thought that, you know what I mean? You don't see that.
Yeah.
And again, realistically, he's not supposed to be the head coach.
Right.
You don't ever see the interim get hired. And I thought it was very smart, but I loved the press conference with the owner. Loved it. He goes, obviously, I'm not very good at this, like picking head coaches.
Yeah.
And he goes, when the players are threatening to mutiny, he goes, I just thought it was obviously the smart pick to get this guy, and we're going to get him some help and work. Like, I thought that was, it wasn't Raider-esque. You know, like Raider, like he would have hired the hot name.
Right. Right.
And then went like, oh yeah, here you go. I'm going to sit back in my booth and watch the games. Like, I thought it was oddly smart. Whether it works out or not, who knows? But it was oddly smart of him. Hey, we have a lot of really good players on this team that need a coach. These guys seem to like him. He had a winning record in his last couple games there.
And the guys that like him being your defensive line and I mean, like Max Crosby. And that's because I listened to Lombardi talk about it because actually he was at the Raiders for a while, and everybody talks about the Raider way. It's like, well, nobody knows what that is because they haven't been the Raider way. They've had a less than 500 record over the last 35 years. So unless you watch them in the 80s, you have no idea what it is. But he says, but getting back to that of you better be a tough ass team because one, you just got Jim Harbaugh in here now of like you got some juggernauts that could possibly be, you got Denver's been bad, but Sean Payton's there. They're going to win fucking games. Yeah. Harbaugh's there. Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like, maybe your identity better be the Raider way of like, oh, we get some flags. Okay.
Yeah.
But, like, that guy ain't coming here anymore.
Yeah.
Like you just said with Raider. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, Travis Kelce ain't coming over the middle anymore. Man, guy's going to get fined, but
exactly.
Fuck you.
Well, that's
kind
what,
of thing.
Like, to me, like, they don't lose Josh Jacobs now.
No.
He's back. 100%. So you now have an identity.
Yeah. You just need a quarterback. Again.
You've needed a quarterback for a while.
Well, because the dipshit, wanted to. Yeah. I got to have Jimmy G because he knows my offense. Of like, well, maybe adjust your offense and sign the other fucking guy.
Yeah. Idiots. No, but I mean, and then I thought Telesco was a smart hire too. Like, the guy built a nice roster.
Yeah.
He just seemed to overpay some of the people.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be his biggest downfall. He brought people in. That roster was nice.
Yeah.
And the Chargers. So, I mean, he knows how to build a nice roster. He can get people in. Obviously, LA being in LA helps, but you're in Vegas now, so that should help too.
Yeah, it's not any different.
No, I thought that was really smart by them.
Then the funny one I also heard on, because obviously I didn't work today, so I was listening to some shows and stuff like that. So, two things from shows. One on McAfee's show, because Chuck Pagano's on there on Thursdays.
Yeah.
They're talking about because T-Pain's going to be at the game.
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you hear him
for the pimp?
Oh my
singing.
God!
Yeah.
And just fucking
keeps going.
Does he sing that? And they're like, no. And then he just sings it. I'm like, that is the greatest fucking thing of Chuck Pagano.
Yeah,
it's hot out here for a pimp. I'm like, what the fuck?
This is awesome.
But the other one was listening to Lombardi say about Washington coming out and saying that they weren't going to interview Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And Lombardi's like, well, you're just telling me you're lying that you care about winning.
Yeah.
Because you obviously don't.
Uh-huh.
You're interviewing guys that have, if the most winningest coach was 6, you're not even going to talk to the fucking guy.
He's only had one interview.
You're telling me that you don't care, that you want to do it your way.
So here's mine. He's had one interview.
Yeah.
And the Falcons hired Raheem Morris today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Like 4-ish.
Must have been on my way.
Must have been. Yeah, they hired Raheem Morris. I forget the other guy on Dan Patrick's show, the other NBC guy. I forget his name.
Yeah.
He thinks from people that he's talked to, he specifically says, people that I truly trust to give me good information, the Chiefs think that Andy Reid's going to retire. And he feels like they've already made phone calls to Bill. That is what the rumor mill is, that he is hearing from people in Kansas City that do Kansas City stuff.
Right.
He has talked to. They think Andy Reid is going to retire, and that's why they think Bill has only taken the one interview.
Man, I guess it could happen.
Because he said that Belichick obviously still wants to coach. He said, but he's not afraid to sit out for a right job.
Yeah. Because
he's Bill Belichick. And he said that the Chiefs feel like Andy Reid is going to retire, or they're afraid that he's going to retire and there's not going to be an option.
I feel like the only way that could even happen would be if Andy Reid texted Bill Belichick and said,
"Yeah,
hey, this is it for me." Like, so if you want to,
yeah, and who knows? But that was just a thing that I had, and I was like, "That's one, super interesting."
Yeah.
Two, I like, what the fuck? I mean, what the fuck?
That sucks.
What the fuck? It sucks.
Because that's the other thing. If people are like, well, will they do it? It's like, no, like, people don't understand. Like, Andy Reid runs harder practices than Bill Belichick does. Mm-hmm. Like, it is very well known about how fucking hard Andy Reid's practice. Like, he is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like, it won't be much of a change as, you know, just schematics and stuff like that. But it, oh boy.
Yep.
That would fucking suck.
And
why does everything, now granted it's not in my division, but it kind of is, of like, why does everything have to keep happening in the AFC?
Yeah,
all the young quarterbacks, AFC.
Yeah.
All the fucking hot coaches, AFC.
Yeah.
It's like, well, here's CJ Stroud. Here's fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
fucking stupid.
Hey, fuck you guys. The NFC has fucking jack shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Went with a 7th round pick.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking bullshit. My division. God damn it. Hate it.
That would be something.
Fuck yeah, it would.
Fucking now you got Jim Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, fucking like
we haven't beat the Raiders in 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
We have a streak with them.
When it comes to the point of if that would happen to where your coach
is nobody
is not of the 4 teams, he's not in the top 2 of most famous coaches.
Yeah.
Because it'd be Belichick, Harbaugh, Peyton.
Yeah.
And you can make an argument this last year, like with the fucking flow that
yeah. Holy shit.
Now, on the other side of it, Morris should have got a job. Good for him.
Yeah, he should get that job.
Because like people are like, well, he was shit last time. It's like, well, he was like fucking 12 years old when he got that fucking head coaching job. I feel like things are different.
Yeah.
But also Belichick in Seattle would be awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking raining.
Yeah. Doesn't stop fucking raining.
But I don't understand why Vrabel's not in Seattle.
Yeah, I know.
Because it
makes too much sense.
The second interview with what's his name?
Quinn.
Yeah, he's fucking terrible.
That's fucking bad.
You want to bring back, basically, you said Pete Carroll doesn't have it anymore, but we want to bring a guy that's going to coach the exact same thing that Pete Carroll was coaching.
Yeah.
Because it's his defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan Campbell's defense, or not Dan Campbell.
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn's defense is great. It's like, yeah, he learned it from Pete Carroll when he was in Seattle.
Exactly.
It's like, but it was great when he was here. It's like, well, you had like 3 fucking Hall of Famers on that back end of your cover 3 defense.
Yeah,
so that
helps.
makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. God. The Legion of Boom was 3 out of 4. They rotated the 4th guy every year they were there.
Yeah.
It was a different 4th. It was a different second corner each time.
Yeah, a lot of Cam Chancellors walking around to play that fucking deep center.
Exactly. God damn, yeah. No, I think Vrabel with the Seattle makes way too much sense.
Yeah. Well, let's jump to college real quick so we can get you in with your children.
Yeah.
Because we wasted too much time before the show.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because like everything that we wanted, like I always wanted I hated that Day was calling plays.
Yeah.
Because and then that stat came out. I did see of the last person to win a national championship that called plays was Jimbo Fisher at Florida State in 2013 or whatever.
Yeah.
Of like,
said that. Yeah, I said that a few weeks ago. Yeah.
But that was the funny thing that hit me was they finally did it, and you're happy that they did it, but they hated the guy. They hired the guy that you hate the most.
I do. I don't like him. But again, like I told you, like I don't like him. But I love that they hired somebody who's actually going to call plays.
Yeah.
And then, Day can actually be a head coach because obviously you don't hire a Bill O'Brien without him actually calling all of the plays. Yeah. And then just obviously the shit ton of people that you bring in off of the portal. Yeah. Something's to me, if you don't win a national championship this next year, you're fired.
Yeah.
Because of all of the pieces that you're bringing in.
But where does the number get out that they spent $13 million? Yeah,
I don't know.
It's but it's just reported as fact now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's now the bulk of that, because everybody's well, they paid this guy this much and this guy that much. Well, one, the kid was a freshman quarterback coming in.
Yeah.
He'd been in Alabama for a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But the bulk of that money, people don't know, that's to keep all those guys from not going from the NFL. When you realize 9 of them are coming back, that's where that money goes.
Yeah. And to me, it's not anything other than the fact that boosters, people around Ohio State who like Ohio State, figured out, if I want Ohio State to be good, I have to give them my money now.
Yeah.
That's all it was. They figured out how to find money for this reason. They figured out how to do Alabama, Georgia, all these people who have the big money areas, they figured out how to do that now.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
That's it.
The people around them were oh, yeah.
It was pretty shitty.
Pretty shitty. We have no money for NIL.
Yeah.
Now we can go get people now.
Yeah.
So that's all it was. They figured the people who like Ohio State or want to see Ohio State do well started realizing oh, yeah, they need money now. This is how college football works now.
Now, the funniest stat of everything is for 8 years, he was a coordinator for Belichick and Nick Saban.
Yeah, and doesn't
have a Super Bowl or doesn't have a national championship.
Yeah, that was mine too. After they got hired, I was yeah, that's good.
But those 2 years, it was Bryce Young. He did have, and Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Obviously did something with Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just want more, Brian Day can call a game. I understand it. But I want more NFL-styled calls coming of where we use the middle of the field because that's where the NFL's played.
Yeah.
Ryan Day's very outside of the field. And, if you don't have I play on Sundays quarterback,
not working.
You can't play. You can't do that.
It's not working. So, no, I'm excited because I want to see what he can do.
Yeah.
Exciting. Change is nice. When you haven't had, now they've had success, but when you haven't had you haven't lived up to the success that you should have, change is nice. I'm excited to see it. I want it to work out. Again, I don't like the guy, I think. But again, he's always been okay at calling an offense. It's just when you get him in charge of players and personnel and that. So, yeah.
That's still as Harbaugh goes out the door, obviously win a national championship and everything. And the funniest part of that is 4 days after is when all this shit at Ohio, everybody forgot that Michigan won a national title already because it's all this. I'm well, they just won.
They just won.
But the way narrative changes is of Harbaugh got his national championship, dominates Ohio State, going to that. It's well, technically he's 2-5 against Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Well, they said something the last 4 head coaches at Michigan now all have a losing record.
Have a losing record, yeah.
So, and recently, absolutely dominated them.
Yeah.
Overall, not so much.
Yeah. So, I'm super happy that happened because it just be a head coach.
Yeah.
Be a head coach. That's your, you can obviously develop quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just do that.
Yep. Which
Bill O'Brien's a quarterback coach too, of maybe look at your offensive and defensive lines.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's that portal money?
Yeah. About some big fellas.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we can actually run the fucking ball.
Hopefully. But I'm looking forward to it.
I have to dive into Alabama's tapes of hey, are we done with zone blocking now? Because we can't fucking do it.
Yeah. Well, Alabama doesn't zone block a whole lot.
Well, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Of let's get that the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Of that still bothers me, thinking you can zone block in college football. Of the fucking NFL guys are no, we have to work on this every fucking day.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't. It's because if one guy's a half step off beat, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Of well, yeah.
Yeah.
In college, you can practice for 4 hours. So.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of regulating on that.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was true either. I heard of, if to talk to your insider, they said that Ohio State only practiced 6 times for that fucking bowl game.
Oh, really?
The actual practices.
Yeah, I will. I'll ask that.
That's an interesting thing to.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
Who cares? All right. I don't think I have anything else for you. Let's get this one out of here.
WideSide.